So Julie and Langhorn scope of work is going to be pretty good sized bed cleanup, potentially some trimming back of a couple items, possibly digging out of these tall grasses, and then a stump grinding that we'll sub out to PG if she accepts. So check the notes for what she accepts. So starting over here, it's just all the works in the front yard. Nothing in the backyard at this time. So all right, so these like butterfly plants, wants to keep them, so just do a light trimming and kind of pruning up of them. Now you will have to really get in there though, because there's a lot of like funky weedy growth kind of growing up through them. So I don't want you to just trim and shape and then end up trimming and shaping the weeds. So really try to get in there and pull out whatever weedy growth is growing through there. Like you can see there's weedy growth here, weedy growth right there, but the rest of it's the butterfly plant. There's like a vine right here growing on. So I think if we can pull out all the weeds and kind of trim and shape them up, we can get them looking presentable and decent again. And then obviously just weeding out all this is weeds. A lot of weeds. Just really got to dig out these beds good. So clean them all up, and then definitely really emphasis on a nice fresh cut edge everywhere. Really in need of that. There's not much of an edge established. There's a little bit, but it's kind of covered with weeds. So just come in there with the bed edger and give it a nice crisp edge. All right, so moving up to here. So again, all this is weedy growth to get rid of, and the mulch is a little bit on the thicker side. So we want to rake out as much as that as you can, especially when you're getting over here. It's kind of on the higher side, closer to the walkway too. So once we get all the weeds out, we do want to kind of dig out the mulch a little bit to allow room for some fresh mulch. And she said this mulch she feels like just exploded with weeds. It was from Shady Brook. She wasn't a fan of it. So anyway, when we do put it in, I would say go a little heavier on the preen and also spray the area as well. All right, so these tall grasses, so I'm gonna give her two options. One would be just like cutting them down a little bit below the window, and then option two would be digging them out completely. So digging them out will be some work. These tall grasses are pretty resilient, so digging them out and getting rid of them, and then kind of weeding out obviously this whole area. You can keep this bush, you can do a light pruning shape of it. I actually just noticed this one now. This plant, I would say just get rid of it. She probably just wants all this kind of clean slated, and then she said maybe in the fall we'll come back and plant some stuff. But so anyway, clear out all this, and this area you can spray pretty good because it's pretty weedy. Around the maple, be very careful with spraying. I wouldn't spray close to the maple. She had a tree out, so it's like struggling from getting some light, but hopefully it bounces back. But anyway, weeding out all the beds, cleaning them up. She said these lights she'll have out. Nothing's active wire-wise in the bed, so if you come across a wire, it shouldn't be active. But they said the husband's going to pull these out in advance. Anyway, cutting a fresh edge all here, weeding it out, all this stuff, just raking it out really good. Here's the stump. We'll price her out on grinding it. All this is weedy growth, completely clear out, pretty straightforward. And all this, just clean out the beds, edge it, fresh mulch. She said she'll move that for us, the pile of sticks. And that's it. Actually, we didn't talk about this, but add on these beds. I just noticed them now. Just around this tree, just kind of weed it. I don't know if you'll be able to edge it, maybe with the stick edger a little bit, and then mulch it. And then this one as well. Weed it out, edge it, clean it up, and that'll be it.